realized I went live just now. Okay, so folks, thanks for coming back. I'm not dressing up, putting makeup on. I'm going real plain today. I'm busy trying to figure out what I just did here. I guess I'm on live. So today, my name's Cinta. Welcome in. Please like and subscribe if you are interested to see the actual videos. I spoke about a while ago soundproofing. So I'm using, my other side of my place is the fashion side. And that means I know how to use a sewing machine and textiles, and I paint, and I've made canvases. I've built canvases on my own in university. So that comes in handy with trying to create soundproofing. And today I went over to Ross to pick up something that I would have liked. So these are the old soundproofing, soundproofing boards or panels. You would say panels that I've had for a long time, but I'm not into the material anymore. I want to change the material. So today is a craft day. Okay, and when I come up with visions or ideas, I want to continue kind of developing those ideas straight into the space, because the more comfortable you feel within the space and the happier you are within the space, the more time you'll spend within the space producing music or whatever it is you do. So decor and color contrast and all those things matter. All my equipment is white. Well, most of it. So therefore, all the soundproofing that I want to do is to reconstruct the soundproofing into white panels. So I'm not buying anything new. I mean, I could, but I'm just going to put the panels, the fabric, thus. So I cut this already. This is already from, you have to measure it out, brief measure out. And I'm going to create the panels of this material over what I have already. So today is reconstruction day. And I have my phone, so maybe I just play around with showing people GarageBand again later on, but I want to work on this because I want to complete it. And the more comfortable or happier I am within my space, the more things could happen. So that's where I am. So I'm busy doing panels right now. And this is actually, so you can see the back, it's fox fur, so it's not real. But what's nice is that it's sturdy in the back. So if you go to Ross or Marshall's, you pick up a carpet if you have canvases, and on the inside of these there's like some foam. I'm not going to open it up, but it's soft, meaning that there's foam. So you could actually use a pillow and cut the pillow and put the pillow in here. Create your own panels with canvas, because you can get canvases of different widths and dimensions, or you can make your own canvases, and that's the quickest way to create panels. We're talking soundproofing today, so I'm reusing the soundproofing I had on the wall and reconstructing it with, not really reconstructing, but I'm adding this over it. So this is going to be my new soundproofing. So it's not going to be anything new. It's just basically that. So I'm not, I'm not just a musician. I'm also an artist, and it was very, very good for me to study an art degree, because now I can build and construct things, meaning if I need to build a studio space, I can do that. So what I'm going to do is now take out these. I'm going to put this down so I don't hurt myself. I'm going to have a hard time. Actually, 2 seconds. I'm going to get a screwdriver. No, screwdriver. Not screwdriver. Pliers, pair of pliers. always useful to know tools. A pair of pliers. So the hammer would have worked if, this is a hammer, okay? So the hammer would have worked if this was a little less placed in deeper. So we're going to put this back on. And I have videos talking about, soundproofing. And soundproofing is very important if you're going to have more than just production equipment, and you're going to have musical instruments involved in your space. I'm going to remove this. It's a nail. Okay. So I'm a chick that uses tools. I know how to use tools. I've used drills and saws and hammers and drill bits. Okay, so I had to remove that so I can place this over. So we're keeping it real simple. Sometimes it's not always the most interesting, but you always need to learn how to use and construct, because that is an important part of, musicians are always, not everybody, it's always important to know tools. Always, always. So what I'm going to do now is, am I going to tack this first? Tack. I wonder if I should, so before I do anything, I think I'm going to just tape the edges so I know that it's according to the situation. Today I'm just doing soundproofing. I'm reconstructing the soundproofing I had. Oops. And I use tools, so I studied how to use tools in university. So it's not just music that I do. I actually build and construct as well. So I'm just putting this on so I tack the edges properly before I start putting it together. Just want to make sure that that stabilizes. Okay, and then the other side. That should be good. Let me just bring this over a little bit more. So I bought, this is the soundproofing. So you'll be watching this. So this is the soundproofing I have. I'm not necessarily liking it anymore with the colors. So I'm going in and I bought a carpet from Ross. You guys can take a look. I bought a carpet from Ross and then I cut it, measured it out. I have 3 panels, and the panels I'm going to do at the moment. So we're busy working on just placing these, stabilizing these before I actually staple it on. Okay. So it's a building day today. Welcome in, my name is Cinta. Thanks for popping over. So besides just, and I think I had spoken in some of my other videos of how to build a studio space. It's important to know the basics. It's not good enough to just have music on your side. You need to, if you're wanting to save money in building a studio, learning how to use tools is also useful and very important in that development. Okay. And then maybe later on, I'll do a, just want to stabilize it before I tape it on. So I want to get the edges right. Okay. And then I'll show you, so when you're tacking, I should have a heavier duty stapler. This is not the best stapler. You actually need one that actually has, it's larger and it's used for canvas, but we're going to work with this for now because there's board. I don't know. I'll have to see. I don't know if this is going to work. I'll have to go in and find my other one. I have it somewhere. Yeah, this is, oh, it holds. It holds. Cool, that holds. Great. So you could, no, you have to be very careful. See, sometimes it holds, sometimes it doesn't. There is another way to do this. Nope. That one did hold though. That's great. Okay. Relatively, oh, okay. Not quite. Yeah, I think I need to get my other stapler. Let me see if I can find it. So I'm busy reconstructing my soundproofing. It's important, so I'm gonna, this is my speaker, so I have to go and look for my All this stuff that I have here is my fashion stuff. I sew, I make things. I don't just sew, I build things. Like I use circular saws. I just don't have tools. I have smaller tools. So I'm just using what I have right now. Let me just see if I can find a stapler. Okay. And I don't know where my heavy duty stapler went. I wonder if I can nail it. I could probably nail it, hey? Use a nail to hammer this in. I probably could. I'm gonna find a nail. I mean, nails and let's see. Okay, I think in the meantime I'm just going to use this. Sorry, folks. I'm busy making soundproofing. Well, not really making soundproofing. I'm just reworking the soundproofing I have. I need to get all the parts. I don't have everything. This is my old soundproofing that was on the wall. It's made out of fabric. Okay, there are different ways to make soundproofing. So this is made out of fabric. I talked about, I was doing music the other day, and then I had my pets on the other yesterday. But today it was on my mind to do the soundproofing. So this is an example of how to do it. I should have a, I'm going to just do it this way for now. I wish I could. Yeah, I'm going to just tack it on in the meantime because it's frustrating that I don't have the, it should be fine. So I'm going to just tack it on. I think it should be okay when I set it up and put it on the wall. I'm just using these. This is a very simple way to do this. I should have, the stapler is not working fantastically. It's a bit small. You should have more of a heavy duty stapler if you're going to do this, but you can make your own canvases. You can make your own soundproofing. You don't have to buy expensive stuff. I don't always buy expensive things. If you're going to spend money on music equipment, save money by using cheaper materials for soundproofing. That's how I see it. Yeah, the tack, this is not going to work right now. I'm going to have to reconsider. And there is a way to do this. I think these will work though. Okay, so you have to pull it in different angles. Like I've made canvases before. But since I don't want to waste these, and these have been sitting in my closet for a while, I could probably just reuse these for now, huh? Okay. Once I'm done with one, I'll just post, I'll show everybody how I did this. Okay. Get the corner. solution is always work with what you got. Don't panic when you don't have everything. That needs to be reanalyzed here. Why is this not? No, that didn't work that well. Okay, we'll come back to that corner. We'll come back to that corner. Let me just put these tacks in here. Okay, I should have a better stapler, but right now I don't have a better stapler, so I'm working literally. Yeah, this is not. Okay, and there's wood. You want to put it through the wood. So it's a variety of projects that I do on my channel. I actually walk people through the theory of music, composition, how to set up your studio space, what equipment you need. And if you need to build things, I can teach people how to build, but I just don't have all the tools. This is the basics. But you can definitely make your own soundproofing. I have done it. I am living proof that you do not need fortunes of money to do this and a big space. This is on my bed. You can see this is my bed right now, so I'm literally just using my bed. Okay, and there's already pre-material underneath this, so this is now more for aesthetics, but I can go in depth into talking about how to do the overall thing, you know, to make proper soundproofing. this has been on my mind for a while, and it's been driving me crazy to fix the way it looks. So I'm fixing the way it looks now. And we'll see, once I'm done with this, this is not, you actually do need a proper stapler, but I think for now, as an example, you could probably, it's just, these are materials I had, supplies that I had already from my place. That you can use the tacks. What you would do is, if you were to staple, you do the edges first, right? And then you go through the corners and the middle, and you build it up from there. So it's not like one section at a time. I should actually be stretching it like a canvas, which can be beneficial. But like I said, this has already been just working on. Okay, so put it through. This is fox fur. It's actually a carpet. But because the carpeting is great and it's already you don't have to. When you do art, you realize that you have to put gesso underneath the canvas, so this is like a gessoed, pre-gessoed. You don't have to worry about stretching or tightening. It's already done for you. It's not, I mean, this is just polyester. But the carpet helps because you can see the backing is actually quite useful. I'll show you just now when it's done. Just a demo. This is not a completed anything. I'd have to go back and, I don't know if I'd probably, since this is fabric, I'd probably go back and just sew the corners. It's a little hard to get. See, that's where the sewing machines work into play. It's important to have more than one skill, folks. Important to have more than one skill. One skill can get you somewhere, but more than one skill, you can build your own business. And that is very, very important. Okay, so we're going to do this again. And then I'm going to put these on the wall later, and you guys will see. I'm going to just do, since I have the time to do it, I think I'm just doing it today. Yeah, and I'll do the edging later. Use the tacks. You know, these tacks were just lying around, so I'm using them. I don't know where the nails are, but I think these should work. if you have nails, I don't have small nails. They should have been somewhere. I'll have to go back and check the small nails, but I'm working with what there is, what I have, what's available. Okay, and tighten it, at least tighten it if you can't. Okay, there's this. So we're gonna say more or less those are nails. They sort of are, but not really. Okay. And then you'll see the other side. It just comes in handy, and I'd probably tighten that up. Let me just do one so you can see. So this is what it would look like. And this would be on the wall now versus just the plain, ordinary colors that I had. I want everything white and I like black and white. Black and white is a very useful color when it comes down to styling things. Even for fashion, black and white always is great. So when I do things on stage, I always try to wear black clothing with my white equipment, which looks great, which is cool. Okay. I wish I did have the nails. I don't know where the nails are. It's okay. We'll work with it. And then this just basically proves that I do make things. So. Need one over here. So nails, if you don't have a, which I don't have a solid stapler, but if you don't have a solid heavy duty stapler, nails will work just as well. And today I'm literally just using tacks. Tacks work just as well. These are just wasted things that are not being used, so I'm going to use them. See? Yeah, and then we'll go around the whole thing and add more to it. But these work. Okay. Okay, tacks are useful. These will work. Okay, yeah. And honestly, it might even be safer on the walls. Okay. Another one here. Yeah, so home created soundproofing, you can do it. It's a carpet, but as long as there's padding on the inside, this can be used for the walls. So instead of wasting money on like lots of wooded sections and chipboards and all those things, you can make your own panels. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I will do a little bit more of production in a bit, but I want to make at least a sample to show people that this is doable. And they have a lot of paintings now that you can go to Marshall's or Ross and you can just pick up a canvas that's pre-painted and you can reuse those paintings because it's like soft on the inside and pad it with like pillow stuffing. And then with the pillow stuffing, that can be like more fabric can be placed on the inside of it. And then over it, you can get different fabrics to do this. I worked at Plaza Art as well, so I was an art instructor. Besides music instructor, I've done lots of things. I've also had clothing and fashion magazines at one point. So I'm coming from a perspective of multitasking and using those skills to create your space, your design, your idea. You don't have to follow the trend and do what everybody else is doing and shop where everybody else is shopping. You can do it for yourself. You can be your own kind of individual person. So I used to teach art as well. This is part of what I would generally do if I'm building a project together. Okay. Hopefully I have enough tacks for this. I will be ballistically crazy if I don't. Yeah, I'll probably sew the edges. So I'll thread those. The edges will be, I'll do that, no big deal. So yeah, and this. So I don't have a huge space. I did when I was living with my parents, but I am no longer living with my parents. I should no longer be living with my parents. I am too old to be living with my parents. So I have a husband. We live in a small apartment. I moved back from South Africa. Lived in the States many, many years ago. Moved back to the States because I just wasn't happy living in South Africa. And when I was living in South Africa, my parents, I designed the studio space and they built the studio space. So they had somebody come in and actually make the studio space. And I just kind of said, okay, this is the kind of design that I want. This is the kind of idea. And I had played a role in building a studio space. So knowing that I have those skills, it's now quite easy to recreate. And I also draw. So I have spaces. I'll show you just now. I actually designed a studio space with a beginning of a blueprint. Eventually, if I get to that stage. Okay, so this feels like it's stable. I think that will work. I shouldn't be using tacks, but I think because it's in the back, you won't see it. And by using a hammer, it kind of stabilizes it a little bit, so that's cool. Okay, and that's the starting point. I might have to do some more to it, but that is a panel. And I will put these panels up, and you'll see when I re-put them, replace them. I might do another one now. Replace them. I will have this in the background instead of this color, instead of the red that I had. This looks so much better. Compare and contrast. Yeah, this is so much more stylish than this. This is a little flat and plain. You want to have texture on the walls, and that's what this is. So that's the starting point. This is just the first step. I'm going to do another one because I'm not done with it yet. So I'm redoing 3 panels. I need to actually, before I do that, I probably do need to put these back in, these tacks. I need to put these back in. So I'll do that last. I have to take these out, sorry. So today, instead of just doing music, I'm talking about soundproofing and how you can do it yourself. Because I don't think enough people talk about how you can do it yourself. So I'm taking the initiative. I was an art teacher as well. I studied art, so I also worked in an art supply store, meaning I know how to use tools, which is important. Sorry, a little bit of fluff. I bought, this is not working, so you need a heavy-duty stapler. This is not going to be the answer. But what I have done is, hold on, you'll need a pair of pliers. Let me just see what I'm doing here. Poof, fluff everywhere. So that panel was made by cutting up a carpet that I bought from Ross today. It's a beautiful carpet. It wasn't that expensive, maybe about $44. and reusing that for the panels that you might have or canvases that you want to cover. And you can recover your canvases that you might not necessarily be happy with and use those for soundproofing. So I'm reusing this. It is soundproofed. There is padding on the inside, so it's soft. But you can do the same thing, and there's like a board in the back. So all you really need to do is, yeah, they've made it easy now. You can go to Ross or Marshall's and pick up canvases and reuse the canvases without the glass and create your soundproofing. Now I'm going to do another one. Where did I put the, oh, the tacks are there. Okay, so I have to take this out again using the pliers, okay? Don't forget, you need to know about tools too. Tools are important. There's a little part over here that connects to the wall. I need to remove this first. Okay, and I'm just putting it over. Okay, this is not doing the job I want it to do. Come on, you can do this. Okay, pull it out. Don't lose the nail. And these are simple tools. You should have these tools in your own place, so it's not, this is easy to find. Okay. So just take those out if you have one that's pre-made. And I'm going to put this over here. Yeah, I'm all about building. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do another one of these. Okay, I just made a new panel format. Okay. I like this better than just the plain old. I was getting kind of bored. So while I'm doing music, I get more inspired when things are prettier in my space. So and it will look nicer with my black clothing that I wear all the time. Take this tag off. You don't need that anymore. I've already pre-cut this. Okay, I pre-cut this. And what we're doing now is I'm just literally tacking, and oddly enough, I'm using tacks to tack this into place. Make sure you have enough on the edge, so don't cut exactly to the size of the shape that you have, a rectangle or square or circle. Make sure that you have like at least 1.5 to 2 inches, so you have space depending on, you have to measure your stuff. You can't just completely eyeball, you have to kind of assess the situation. Okay, we're going to retack. Okay. So we're going to do, I did have tape, maybe the tape helps. I put a little bit of tape on the corners so that it sticks just a little bit, so I don't have to, all the things you can do as a creative, my goodness. You're saving money, so all that, so I would have had to, if I had bought a new soundproof, I would have to have paid for something like that, and it was a little bit not so fabric-y, it would probably have cost about $90 per panel. You're saving money by doing it yourself. This is like I'm only reusing an old version, an older soundproofing that I had, and just buying a $44 carpet from Ross or Marshall's, cut it, and then just put it together. Voila! You've just spent $44, that's it, on a really cool design that you can kind of work on your own. So my theory is, as artists, we don't have a ton of money. We have to make do with what we got. That's the whole thing, right? I'm just getting this tape on the side so it's stabilized, and then I'll tack it. I should use nails, honestly, in all honesty, but I don't have nails at the moment, so I'm just using what I have. The tacks are working just as well. They're being wasted in the closet, so I'm just using them now. Okay. So we're doing soundproofing, folks. You can go back to the beginning of the video, the thing, the live, and then all I'm doing is I'm using tacks now. I didn't have all the supplies available, so I'm literally just using tacks that we're wasting in. If you have nails, that would also be useful. There's wood here, so you have to find a way to stabilize this through either heavy-duty staples or nails. I wouldn't recommend just an ordinary stapler. This was not working. Don't use that. But yeah. So we're just going to do renovation. We're just re-renovating what we have already and rebuilding more or less. No, don't like that. That's a little bit not the right place. Let's start over again. Let's put it here. Okay. And these are tacks, so I don't know if the tacks are going to hold in the wall. Make sure you're not putting your finger right on the nail. I have been in classes where we've used tools in university and accidents happen. Circular saws are very, very dangerous. They go through bone, so you don't want to play with those. Start with simple, then get complicated. But yeah, university was very interesting. I'm so glad I still have all my fingers. That shows that I graduated, right? If I don't have any of my fingers, you know something happened. It's like, oh, what happened to you? Yeah. So it's been an interesting exploration through the arts. Lots of accidents. Lots and lots of accidents. People going to emergencies. I mean, it's just, that was fun. Okay, so we're going to do, should we do another one here? Let's do another one here. Add another tack. I don't know if this is going to hold on the wall. I might have to consider putting, we'll see, maybe something over there instead of on the top. I don't think it worked as well on the top. So I'm going to rework the vision here. Yeah. Yep, that's solid. Okay, I'm using them as nails at the moment. So if you haven't seen, this is the one that I just did. Okay, and I'm now doing a new one so I can get it done for myself and then have these up on the wall. I need to sew the edges because it's fabric, so I'm going to have to sew the edges here. But I think it should work. And then I'll have to find a way to hold it up. There might be a small gap between the wall and that because I am using tacks versus a hammer that goes, not a hammer, nails that go straight through instead of the plastic. But we will resolve that later. I think we can find a way to make this work. Okay. It will be lifted ever so slightly. I can see from the wall maybe maybe half an inch. We'll see. So that's why it's important. I just don't have any nails right now. I'm literally working with what I got. But it's okay. So maybe I get some nails later on and then I go back and rework these. But as an example, okay, so save money, make your own stuff. That's my motto as an artist. We didn't have supplies that they have now. It's different. Like in the 90s, it was never, you learned how to do things on your own. That's basically what it is. Or you go study it and then learn as well as you go along. Oops, that didn't work out. Let's see, get the edge, tack it in a little bit. You have to use a hammer for this situation. So be the handy person. Don't just, don't just say, oh, I want to buy soundproofing. Make it. Make the soundproofing. Not so hard. You just need to put a little bit of elbow grease in there and you are set. Yeah. So soundproofing is easy to do. I can even show you my art certificate and my music stuff. But I build my own pieces. I sew as well. Not everybody is into the sewing. I don't like sewing either. But I understand how to use materials. I do Poshmark, so this is my mannequin when I do Poshmark. I do both, music and fashion. I earn money in both categories.
Okay, but I also like to have my space looking stylish. As somebody that likes fashion, I like to make sure that my space looks cool. And I was getting really tired of that, of the red. So we are switching it up just a little bit. And you guys get to see a different view of my space, right? I don't know who's been here from before, but if you go through all my videos, you can see what the space looked like. Still gonna look the same. It's just gonna have a different feel now that I'm gonna have something a little bit more fashionable on the wall. That will match more of my whatchamacallit, my equipment. So yeah, it's just nicer. I already am happy with it. I'm happy with the way it looks. Just cut. This is what it is. That's what the final thing is. So I'm just busy. It's a quick version of what I'm doing. There are more ways to do this once it's complete, but overall, I am happy with what that looks like, and it's so soft. Ooh, so soft. Okay, we're gonna do this side. So don't spend like $300 on something you can probably do for much, much less on your own. Don't, like, you know, be an artist. Do what artists do. Artists make stuff all the time. That's why I'm glad I do both, because I can make my own stuff. I don't have to run around panicking. Oh my God, what are we going to do about the soundproofing? Make it. Make the soundproofing. Not so hard. No panicking. I remember when I was in a band in high school and I was the drummer back in the 90s. There was no sound. Well, we didn't know anything. High schoolers. What would high schoolers know about? So I didn't know about soundproofing, nor did the bands. We were practicing in my parents' garage without soundproofing, and the neighbors were complaining that there was too much noise. So if I had known that the space needed to look a certain way and had proper soundproofing, we would have done a better job. But as a drummer in a band back in high school, what did I know? I was like, yeah, let's play the drums. Let's get the like band performances going, which we did. But the complaints that the neighbors gave us, oh, the noise is so loud. The amps from the guitars and the basses, oh my goodness. It was like in a neighborhood, yeah, I mean, I can see where it could be a problem. So learning how to do this stuff and you're in a band and make the place look nice. It does. If the place looks nice, like people will be so like, yeah, let's go down and check out their place. It's looking awesome. We heard they actually created their own soundproofing. That's super cool. Then you get hired to do soundproofing for people, right? That's kind of awesome too. That's like a cool little thing. So there's another way to generate money in the music while you're building up. Learn how to do the soundproofing, and you could get hired out to other studio spaces that need soundproofing, and make theirs. Extra cash. Always good. Just doing soundproofing. I don't know if everybody's here all the time. I'll just show you what I'm doing. Soundproofing. My own soundproofing. Reconstructing soundproofing. So it matches my equipment, right? So I'm busy tacking it. I don't have nails or a staple gun. That should be a proper, like, heavy-duty staple gun. But we're working with tacks. So the tacks should hold it into place until maybe I eventually get proper nails, and then, unless it works, and then it's still fine. It should be okay. This is what I had, so I'm working with what I have today, because it's just driving me crazy that it looks a certain way and I'm not finished with it. Okay. So, just doing some soundproofing. I'm just reupholstering it. I guess you call it reupholstering. You're reupholstering the soundproofing. I like it. I'm liking how it looks, hey? I'm very happy with the way it looks now. I just need to, it might be, we'll figure out how to do that later. Very nice. Okay. Okay, so the edge, I guess. Okay. I should probably do my Poshmark while I'm taking a few second break. Okay. I didn't put anything on there yet. Okay. Let's tack this. This should be a nail more in theory, but don't have the nails. This is good enough. Do this one side over here. I think it needs another, oops, it needs another tack. Yeah, let's do another tack here. No, it's fine. There's white on there. Let's see, maybe one more. Maybe one more. Maybe one more. Okay. That's good. That will be sewn. This needs to be a little bit more over here. Okay. That one bent, didn't work. Okay. That works. That holds it together. Okay. Yeah, okay. And I'll have to sew that. Let's see the side. Needs to be tacked some more. Okay. Whew. Lots of elbow grease here. And then I get this done for the day, and then I can keep on going with the music, which is cool, in a few moments. But yeah, I mean, if you can do more than one skill, you can get like multiple things done at once. So say you have a plan and the things you need to do in a day and what you need to construct for whatever it is you're trying to do. Like I can do, yeah, lots of things. In all honesty, women can do this too, which is great. Like I don't know if I'm a handy girl. I like to build things. That's part of what I enjoy doing. That's why I like studios, because in a studio space, you sort of need to know how not just the music works, but how to build, because you have to explain to people how certain things are done. Yeah. Okay, so that's cool. A little bit more on this side. Hypothetically speaking, it's not done yet. I need to tack a few more on. But I've just reconstructed my soundproofing into something that looks so much nicer. I might have to find a way to clean it a little bit more often, but I love it. I personally like how it looks. It has like it's soundproofing, so there's padding on the inside, and this actually creates more soundproofing because now you've thickened it up, which is great if you need to. So my panels might look like these, like throughout the whole space. I would have to vacuum it maybe because it's a carpet. But yeah. Let me just get my Poshmark done. Take a few second break. Ooh, I'm a few moments late. Poshmark. People. So Poshmark you have to share regularly. Like that's the next thing I need to do in a few moments is I need to get back into my Poshmarking. I'm just doing, yeah. So I sell clothing online, I do music as teaching, and I do art. And the art comes in handy because now I can make my own panels. So that is how it is. And you know, people talk about like recording albums. I don't think that is, I mean, beats, maybe you can sell beats and stuff. I know people who have sold beats, but that's kind of like not really anything. Study music, become a top celebrity musician, never easy. You got to beat the odds and meet the people in the right circles, which you can, but sometimes people don't want you to move forward in it. So then you got the competition. So the solution is to create your own vision. Don't follow the trend. I mean, yeah, if you want to follow the trend, that's your thing, but why? Why do you want to be like everybody else? Make sure you don't nail your finger, right? Be smart enough not to do that. Don't want to end up in the hospital because you smashed your finger. That would be bad. Okay, so I have a few more bits to do here. I'm gonna sew the edges, okay? And this is my own soundproofing. Didn't have to go off and buy it, I made it myself. And that's how I work. Oh, it's so soft, so soft. So soft. This is fox fur. This was a carpet that I bought from Ross, and then I cut the carpet and I just reupholstered like a soundproofing that I'd done before, and then just putting it up over. There you go. Very easy to do. You have to take out a few things, and I can show people how to build it from scratch. This is just me reupholstering something that I thought needed a change in my space. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just changing my space around ever so slightly so I don't get tired of it. I like to do that on occasion. And you don't need let me just see, a ton of money for that. Let me just add one more over here. Let me just see over side. 2 over there, 3 over here. Over here. Yeah, one more over here. I don't know how it will work on the wall because there's that protrusion from the tacks, but I think in the meantime it's okay. Like, work with it. Having a nail might be better, I don't know. This is going through wood. And I keep mentioning having if you don't have nails, a stapler, but don't have more of a heavy duty staple gun, because this is not, it's not working enough. It's not thicking, it's not strong enough. Do what I'm doing and find something you can use and just use those as the stabilizer for now. I put some tape on the side so it's stuck a little bit. Ooh, maybe one more. Oh, I was going to sew the edges. So I'm not going to worry about the edges yet, but that's basically it. Okay, I'm going to switch over to a bit of music production on the phone. Just a general idea, I'm using my bed for this because we don't have a huge space, but the bed becomes the space where I cut my material for sewing. And if I make a garment, it goes in the corner over there. I have my sewing machine when I need it to pull it out for other purposes. So having multiple skills can come in handy and save you a lot of money by learning the skills by yourself and figuring. I'm going to do the last one later. So now I have 2 panels. 1, 2. I just built 2. So these will go back on the wall. Those are so much nicer. What do you think? I'm sure you guys are like, wow, this is like interesting. So you can play around with your own paneling. That's my paneling. That's me exploring some ideas, eh? Yeah, I need to do the edge. I need to re-sew this section over here. Just see? Re-sew this part. Yeah. So I will sew the edge there because that's not going to tack. Okay. And that's that for now. Let's go into, if you guys are into production on the phone, I have my phone out. We're switching over. Sorry, I look like a bit of a mess right now. I'm not. I was focused on getting some soundproofing done. So I do my own soundproofing. If I need to do it, I do it myself. I don't have to hire somebody to do it for you. Do it for yourself. Let's open up GarageBand. Somebody was interested in GarageBand. Unless you guys want to see how I do the soundproofing again. You know what? Maybe I'll just finish up the soundproofing. Let me do one more. Let me do one more and then I get it done and it's out of the way. I was going to use this for, let's do one more. One more time. One more time. I just did soundproofing. I'm going to do one last one. Just because I think people would like to see that you can do it on your own. You don't need to hire somebody to do it. And I want to get it done today, so now I'm just doing it on here. I was going to do music, but this comes just as important as understanding. Have some tools available, of course, right? Pair of pliers. This is an old soundproofing that I have here, so I'm just basically pulling this out a little bit. Pulling the nails out, don't hurt yourself. And please, you know, if you want to subscribe to see some more videos, I have plenty of videos that are more, you know, edited videos into discussing this kind of stuff. I do go in and talk about Home Depot if you want to start from scratch. I do talk about using canvases that you can buy, or making your own canvases, because this is another way to do it. People, you know, I don't think people realize that you can actually do all of these things on your own. You don't really need a ton of money. Just a little bit of imagination does. A little bit of imagination does the job. Make sure you have enough on the side so you can tack it, right? Okay. I'm going to do this now. See? Bring it over just a little bit. And I started off with tape. Let's do the tape because that seemed to hold it in place, which was useful. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with the tape again. Taping the edges. Okay. So we're going to just put that on this side there. And then all the way around. Just to tack it up a little bit. This tape is for electronics, all sorts of things. So I'm just doing soundproofing because I think people have the misconception of the soundproofing side. You can make it yourself. Simple as that. I make my own stuff. Like everything you see on the wall, I put together myself. I don't have like a team doing it for me. I do it on my own. I did study the arts, so I know how to use tools and I understand how to design furniture, which comes in handy. But it's a very simple solution to creating your own, ouch, soundproofing. Now you should use a staple gun. I've repeated this a lot on the today's show, but I don't have an industrial, like a heavy duty staple gun. I just have a staple like this. It wasn't working. It's not sturdy enough. So I'm going to do my last one now so you guys can see the final one, and then later on you'll probably see these up. And then you guys had an experience seeing me, oh, she puts it together. Yes, I do put it together. I don't need anybody helping me with something I can quite capable of doing myself. Oops. I don't have nails right now, so I'm just using tacks. Like, find something that works, right? Okay, that's sturdy enough. Okay, and then, yeah, I bought a carpet from Ross, and I just cut the sections up. This was just my cut sections, and I built my own soundproofing. Like, Ross is good. Marshall's is good if you're in the States. You can go to Ross or Marshall's and get discounted stuff all the time. Like, don't waste it, you know? Utilize what you're capable of finding, right? That's what I'm about. I'm about what do I have available that I can use? What is around me? What can be worked on? Let's just do another one of these. Let's do this. And then you're saving money. Who doesn't like saving money, especially if the equipment is expensive? Save money in other ways. If you can't save the money in buying the music supplies, music equipment, then save it through the soundproofing and the design space that you want. Do that side yourself. See, there's always a bonus to being a creative. You can come up with your own kind of. That's what we did in the 80s. We didn't have any like YouTube back then. We kind of had to figure it out on our own. I'm an 80s kid, 80s, 90s kid. I'm 44. I'm an old lady now. But I like doing cool stuff. I like to do fun things. And for me, building things is fun. I love doing this kind of stuff. This is like my element, right? I love it. I love it. If I could do this all day, every day, and make money doing it, yeah. That's like right up my alley. Just tacking. Oops, that didn't hold too well. Let's try that again. Yeah. Bring that on the bed a little bit more. Okay, that's stable. Okay, on to the next section. Okay, edge over there. Soundproofing is so easy to make, guys. It's like, it's even easier than setting up your own music equipment. This is like a no-brainer. This you can easily do by yourself. Easy. You just need a little bit of money to buy the bits and pieces, and you can save money by doing it this way. Rather than, oh, well, let's go to Amazon and check to see the soundproofing. Etsy has great soundproofing, but it's going to cost you a penny. Might as well just make it yourself. You can make it look really cool. And this is just off of a carpet that I got from Ross. That's like, that's proof that you can do it yourself. It's like, and you can make it look really cool. And I'm not really sewing anything here. It's just tacking it on, right? You just cut the material and you tack it onto the board or a canvas. You just have to make sure the sizes fit or work accordingly, you know, or buy enough to make it happen. Yeah. Just to show another side of the music. Being a creative becomes useful. You're never wasting your art degree. You'll always find purpose for it. That's what I'm doing. I find purpose with the degree. And then the music, of course, right? It's like a double major type of thing. It's like, what? You're doing music and art together? I said, oh yeah, absolutely. No reason not to be doing art and music together for my degree. That's exactly what I did. I brought them together in my degrees. Just as well I did, right? Because, okay, that's a little thick, so let's tack it there. No, it doesn't work there. I guess that's the sewn section I need to do here. I think I need to sew that. Okay, so what I'll have to do is that edge will be sewn like I was going to do for the last one. Too thick over there, so we're going to just tack it here. Where's the wood? Make sure it's on the wood. If it's not on the wood, then it's not going to work. Dropped, sorry. I don't want to have these lying around. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Getting some exercise in as well. Sure. Lots of exercise here. Okay. So now we're going to do this a little bit more. See, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I think if you're not going to show the back of it, it should be okay. You could probably even retape it at the back, you know, use some duct tape. Electrical tape, I don't know, whatever it's called. Okay. Let's keep going. That's a little farther than it should have been, but okay, it works. It's okay. For argument's sake, we'll do one more. And if you're just a handy person overall, you don't need an art degree. I mean, it's just the etiquette of having a degree, right? It's always good to just have one. Sometimes you don't, not everybody gets a degree. I get that. I get that. I get that. It's okay. Okay. Tack, tack, tack. Yeah, it might protrude an ever so slightly inch off the wall. Might be okay. We'll see. Okay. One more. Making soundproofing, or reupholstering soundproofing. So I had the soundproof, and I'm just reupholstering it over. And then I have to do my Poshmark in a bit. Oops. Itchy ear, sorry. And if you want to see more in-depth discussion on this, I actually have a video about it too, on soundproofing and how and what you need and the types of things and considering costs. Or you just get something quick and easy to buy and just layer it with padded stuff. That's how it can be done too. Okay. It gives me a reason to do this because I had to redo it. I just wasn't happy with how it looked. So this gives me a purpose to redo it. And then you guys can see what I've done and say, oh, okay, she's done it. So if she can do it, I can do it. All right? Make sure you don't destroy your fingers while you're hammering, though. I'm using tacks and not like nails because I don't have nails at the moment. At the moment it's working just as well. So we're going with the flow. We're making it work with what I have. And thus should be the case, right? Okay. And then another one here. This is fox fur. It's not real, but it's very soft. It does feel like it's so beautifully made. Just got it at Ross today. No, nothing too special. But you can make it special. You can make your space look special by, oops, that didn't work. I just over-nailed it. Make it special by making your place look the way you want it to look without spending a lot of money, right? That's the key, isn't it? Do another one. That's bent a little bit. Okay, that's okay. We'll do another one. Okay. So this is more of a how to, I mean, most of them are, but this is to show you something that I haven't done yet on this channel. I've spoken about it, but I haven't shown people that it is quite doable to do it on your own. I'm just reupholstering soundproofing, but you can make your own soundproof. You can always go back to the beginning of the video and see I've made 2 of these already. I'm making the last one. I just have 3. I'm going to have to do the edges. That will be sewn, I guess. But this will be on the wall now. So you can make such cool things just with the things you can find at Ross and Marshall's. It's quite awesome. And you don't spend a lot of money. Like, I wish they had this in South Africa. They don't have a Ross and Marshalls in South Africa. I have to go out and find expensive material to make stuff. This makes it so much easier in the States, right? Over here. Okay. And then a how-to. This needs to go like that. Sewn probably later on. Okay. And I'm just doing 3, so that's just basically it for today. But I got what I had to do done, so I do appreciate doing these lives to show you guys how this could be like a thing, right? Okay. And then I'll put the video of like the soundproofing discussion and how to build a studio space after this live, because I don't think I brought it up for a long time, so I thought maybe this is the time to do it. But I do have a video going in depth about it more often, more frequently. Please subscribe to my channel or take a look at some of the videos, just see what I've done. Working on a number of different things. Yeah, that should do it. And then sew that part at the end. Tack it on. I don't know. Gotta think about it. I have to figure out how to do that. Maybe just sew that little edge over there. Okay, so then, let's see, everything's done here. Just about. And, you know, you have to do the edges a little bit more. I have to do this edge. But just reworking the soundproofing, that's it. So make your own soundproofing. I don't know if it's, I think it might be a little crooked. It's okay. No, it's not. It's okay. Slightly edged, but it's okay. No big deal. Not too drastic. You can see when I cut it, it was slightly cut, not perfectly on this one side, I guess. There's a bit more of a, no big deal. It's okay. I could pull it out a little bit more. It's okay. So, that's generally it. It's been sitting for a little bit, so it's good. There. Cool. So that's my soundproofing tutorial today. So out of all of this, I was able to do a quick little tutorial on soundproofing. Using materials that, I had to buy this, of course, but I have a couple of tools available. Make sure that if you're, yeah, I need to I need to add the things back on though in a bit, but there's that for now. So, okay, so that's just, I guess, do that today, and then I'll just put the soundproofing discussions and videos on here too, because I think when you're building a studio space, the first thing you need to think about is what the space needs for the walls. And there's enough to, I don't know, maybe I'll use this for something else later. We'll see. Okay. So it's, yeah, that one side is not perfect. It's okay. But it's good for the wall. So I've done 3 of these panels. And this will be my soundproofing. Right? Soundproofing. Okay, so I have a few more things and parts to do for this, but it just shows you that it is doable. You can do this with the least amount of money. I don't have a lot of money to spend, you know, so there you go. Okay,
thank you guys for joining me for a little bit. I have things I have to do, and we'll get back to this later. Please like and subscribe. Check out the other videos. I'm going to post the video after this of the soundproofing and discussion on, yeah, Home Depot and supplies and all those things. So thank you again. Have a great day.